we have studied it last 1-2 weeks. We have studied asceticism, and now we touch Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kama Sukha Likkhana Yoga in connection with that asceticism, the attitude of the Buddha, or the teaching of the Buddha. So what did early Buddhism say about Indian asceticism, Indian meditation, right? So already 7 p.m. So we shall start. Okay. See whether Venerable Sensei would like to join. Okay. Still Keiko, can't see Keiko. We will include her also in our prayers chanting for Keiko to join soon. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. May you all be well and happy. Okay. So today, what do we look at first? Remember, right? I would like to give you a list of names of some sutras. You all please note it down, right? In connection with, you can say the Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kama Sukha Likkhana Yoga, and what is it called? Asceticism. Okay. So certain discourses for your reference. You can read, actually quite interesting. If you have time, please read widely. Can hear Sensei sound, eh?
Sorry, too late.
Sorry?
I just
Sensei, where you are? Coming?
My pansala. My temple. My temple.
My pansale. I also in my pansale. Lanka pansale. Okay. So please remember these discourses. Dhamma, Chakka, Pavattana, Sutta. I'm giving you some reference. These sutras tell you few things. Firstly, Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kama Sukha Likkhana Yoga is another topic in our paper. Pre-Buddhist view and Buddhist view. What was the existing message, the view of ascetics before the Buddha or contemporary to the Buddha, and then the Buddha's saying about it. Then, right, and Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kama Sukha Likkhana Yoga. There is another discourse in Okay, sorry. Chula Dhamma Samadana Sutta. When I say Majjhima Nikaya, Chula Dhamma Samadana Sutta. So we are going to have discussion. It's good. Mamoru, you all can print. If you all can print, what is it called, the how to say, the whole discourse translation, it will be good. And also Chula Dukkha Khandha Sutta, also in Majjhima Nikaya. Chula Dukkha Khandha Sutta. We are going to discuss certain statement from these discourses, references. Even, do you know, these discourses, some discourses, the information in evidences are useful for few topics. Pre-Buddhist asceticism, then karma, pre-Buddhist karma, and also Atta Khila Mathaanu yoga and Kama Sukha Likkhanu yoga. 3 topics. Atta Khila Mathaanu yoga and Kama Sukha Likkhanu yoga. Clear? And then come into Chula Dukkha Sutta, Nivapa Sutta, also in Majjhima Nikaya. Very good discourse. You must read one day. Do you know, you really want to be a Buddhist scholar? What should you do? Start reading Majjhima Nikaya today. If you can read one discourse or within few days, or once a week, one discourse, it will be very good. Sensei, there are together 152 discourses, but some repetitions are there, similarities among the discourses. But you please take note, read Majjhima Nikaya, middle and saying, at least even if you read selected discourses, you become a good dharmadhara. You can answer many questions. You incline to Buddhism. You understand the teaching of the Buddha very well. So Nivapa Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. And there is also another discourse, Mahasacchaka Sutta. Also in Majjhima Nikaya, Sensei. These are the discourses. But number of doctrinal aspects are there. Number of doctrinal aspects are there. Very important discourse again. What is it? Devadaha Sutta. Devadaha Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. These discourses are very, very good. You come across more dialogues between, what is it called, Buddha and especially Jains and also Brahmins, because remember, when as far as asceticism is concerned, Hindu asceticism and Jain asceticism, we discuss Achelaka, Paribhajaka, Ajivaka, Jatila, right? Those names were there. Okay, now we know in what is it called. I gave you a paper, right? Remember, you hold the paper now. Sensei, you got the paper, right? You see, Dve me bhikkhave anta. Very important. What is this, right? This is opening word in first sermon. Remember, I gave you Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. In Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Buddha said, Dveme bhikkhave anta. Anta. Extreme. Anta, the Buddha said what? If you go into Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kama Sukallikanu Yoga, these, right? The Buddha said what? Dveme bhikkhave anta pabbajitena, right? Remember, pabbajitena means what? A monk, disciple of the Buddha, a religious person. Na sevitabba. You remember this word? If the examiner asks, what is Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga? What was the Buddha's attitude towards it? So then you have to explain. Remember the different asceticism I gave you, right? We discussed Govurta, Ajavurta, Sunakavurta, behave like gods, behave like cattle, behave like goats, behave like dogs, and torture, torment. So the Buddha said, it's extremism. Anta. You must remember this word. Anta is, it's one end, right? Dveme bhikkhave anta. Na sevitabba, shouldn't be associated, shouldn't be practiced and developed by a monk. These two, Buddha was very straightforward. Buddha was very straightforward. The Buddha said what? This shouldn't be practiced by a monk. Kama Sukallikanu Yoga. So two things. What is it called? Severe austerity and self-indulgence. Kama indulgence and self-mortification. These two. Kama Sukha, indulgence in sense pleasure. Indulgence in sense pleasure. We have to understand the word indulgence mean there are some sayings I'm going to share with you. The Buddha mentioned in certain sutra, Devadaha Sutra and other sutras, some of them just advocated, oh, never mind, go and enjoy your life, right? Okay, be with this, be with that, and nothing wrong, right? You will not go to hell, so on and so forth. But the Buddha was very specific and particular about it. Then the Buddha said what? What was the, right? That's what I give. Ete ubho ante anupagamma. So this is very important. Majjhima pati pada. This is our middle path. Please remember, this is in first sermon. Ete ubho ante anupagamma. The Buddha stayed away from these two. Extreme sense pleasure and extreme torture. Because remember, later we are going to discuss, very, very important, when you talk about what is it called, Jain religion, right? Jain monks. So since the very beginning, even we notice it, right? They had that kind of tormenting. So they believed that's the way to nirvana. But the Buddha said, no, it is not. It's just meaningless act. You torture yourself, you burn your body. It is not going to bear any fruit except physical pain. Except physical pain. So the Buddha, so it is ubhu ante. The Buddha said that both extremism, ubhu ante, both extremism, the Buddha avoided, Buddha said, and also advised the disciples of the Buddha. Also advised the disciples of the Buddha, you need to abstain from following. Majjhima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha. Clear? Whenever you attempt to this kind of thing, right? Even in our day-to-day life, it's a very good thing. That's why you must look at this word. What is it called? Middle path, right? Okay, the word middle path. If someone asks, what is Buddhism? It's a religion of middle path. What is middle path? No too much luxury life. No too much torturing life. Even today in India, both are being exercised. Some people, they just enjoy their life, but in a very luxury way. Religious people, but they lead very, very, how to say, the very lavish life. But they say it's the way. They say another group is still do sacrifice, and then they so got it. Clear? Okay, we'll come to the next one. Right? That is in Chulla Dhamma Samadhana Sutta. Right? Chulla Dhamma Samadhana Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. Right? Have you seen? Khatamancha bhikkhave, khatamancha dhamma samadhanam, pachuppanna dukkham. See? Pachuppanna dukkham ayatincha dukkha vipakam. This was the Buddha's approach. Buddha was talking to the monk in this discourse, to the lay people and others. Khatamancha dhamma samadhana. What kind of practice? Khatamancha dhamma samadhana. You see that dhamma samadhana means what? Observance of the dharma. Observance of the dharma. Khatamancha dhamma samadhana. Observance of the dharma. What kind of observance of the dharma, right? Gives this kind of nature, right? Pachuppanna dukkha mean what? Pain, suffering in this life. And I think dukkha vipaka, also very painful, suffering results when life to come. Ayati mean future. So here the Buddha was telling what kind of activity, right? Both were both way painful. So this is actually Buddha referring to Atta Khila Mathaanu yoga. Can you see the line there? What did the Buddha say? Right? Is painful. Suffering in this and next. What does it mean? Right? If you practice Kama Sukha Likkhana yoga, right? You torture yourself. You torture yourself. That's what is it called? The Buddha's teaching, right? When you do it, right? When you do it, Pachuppanna dukkha vipakam ayatincha. So what was there? The Buddha said, right? Ida bhikkhave ekaccho achelako hoti muttacharo iti evarupang aneka vihitang kayassa atapana paritapana manuyutto vihar. As you have a paper, I just type. You look at here. What say? Achel muttachara evarupang aneka vihitang kayassa atapana paritapana. Can you look at this word? That's what the Buddha, why did the Buddha reject it? Why did the Buddha reject it? Right? Atapana, paritapana. Atapana, paritapana. What does it mean? Right? Ida bhikkave ekayakko achelako hoti muttacharo iti eva rupang aneka vitang kaya satapana paripotapana manutto virati. So kayasa beda parammarana apayan dukkhating vinipatang uppajjati. The Buddha said that some ascetics, they practice severe asceticism, atapana paritapana. You know the word here, please look at. Tapa is referring to heat actually. Burning. Heat or burning. So what do they do? This is actually referring to, what is it called? Torture. Or we call it mortify. Remember these words, torture or mortify, mortification. They profess, they teach, or they practice what happened? Severe torture, severe mortification. And the Buddha said what? What was the Buddha said? So kaya sabheda parammarana apayan duggating vinipatang uppajjati. What is the end result? Apayan dukkating vinipatang uppajjati. Birth in hell. Painful destination. That's what you see the word dugati. Painful destination, dugati. Okay, now you have to ask question, why? How? Because he undergoes severe pain. He experiences, right, a very, how to say that, unbearable pain, severe pain. And the Buddha said what, when you experience severe pain, you're feeling very painful. It's called what? Dukkha Vedana. You know the word Vedana, right? Dukkha Vedana. This is what Sensei. That's the reason Buddha said. But of course, they said what? Is a moksha marga. They say that they have to torture, they have to burn and do all those kind of things. It is as a, what is it called? The path of liberation. But the Buddha said no. Feeling. They are feeling very painful. They are very painful. And they die painfully. If death takes place painfully, so the later the Buddha asked, quite interesting dialogue in Devadaha Sutta. Very interesting dialogue. So the Buddha had with, right, all those, especially those who torture and doing. Clear? Apayang duggating vinipatang upajjati. Got it? Are you okay? Comfortable? Mamoru? Where is Mamoru?
Yes.
Are you following, Ken?
Mm.
So from the beginning, you look at here. Now, because as I told you, this topic is for Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, Kamasukhalikkhana Yoga, asceticism. But this discussion is mostly on Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga because that was very popular thing. Even remember last weeks when I was talking to you discussing, I said Buddha too practiced 6 years severe austerity. And that's also a good thing. Last week I told you to look at that Pariyaparieshana Sutta and certain discourses. How did the Buddha explain? How did the Buddha explain the Buddha's, what is it called? The asceticism, right? Clear? Okay. You have the page number 2. Eva rupang aneka vihitang kayassa atapana paritapana manuyutto viharati. So kayassa beda parammarana apayang duggating vinipatang uppajjati. Right? So now we'll come to Chula Dukkha Khanda Sutta. Right? Majjhima Nikaya. In Chula Dukkha Khanda Sutta. Here also the dialogue between the Buddha and what is it called? Buddha and Nigantas, right? Those who, how to say, the practice severe austerity. Those who practice severe austerity. Have you seen? Okay, what is it? Nakho, this is referring to the Buddha. Gautama Sukhena Sukhang Adhi Gantabang. What does it mean? In Chula Dukkha Khanda Sutta, they said what? Happiness, pleasure is not to be gained by or through pleasure. Nas Gautama Sukhena Sukhang Adhigantabang. The Buddha asks, why do you torture so much? Why do you experience this kind of painful, right? What is the reason? So they answered, we want to be happy in future. We want to be happy in future. In order to be happy in future, what do we do? Right? Better, right? Experience pain. Because what did they describe? Happiness to be attained, gained through pain. Right? Through pain, not through happiness. That's why dukkhena, right? It is to be, right? Happiness, pleasure is not to be gained through pleasure, happiness, but is to be gained through pain. Clear? So Sensei, they said this statement. You must remember, I'm giving you some highlights. That's why I'm typing here, there. You all must remember these words. Very important for examination, right? See, iti puranang kammanang tapasa vyanti bhava. Try to remember this one. This is very important. Again, please remember the kamma is sure coming question. Pre-Buddhist kamma. So the ascetics, they believe that, okay, when the Buddha asks, why do you torture? Why do you experience so much pain? Why undergo this kind of tormenting? Right? Then they answered, Puranam kammanam tapasa vyanti bhava. We are going to terminate the results of previous karma by burning them. They say tapas. You know the word tapas? Asceticism, right? So what did they say? We practice asceticism to burn previous karma so that we do not have any result of previous karma. Quite interesting point. Please look at philosophically. So we torture, we burn them. We torture and burn them. Then what did the next thing? Right? Iti puranam kammanam, right? What do the past actions, right? Annihilate with asceticism. Have you got it? Remove it totally. Remove the past actions, right? By torturing. Now look at it. They justify the pre-Buddhist ascetics try to justify with the Buddha. Yes, we know what we are doing. We are very happy. What do? We torture. We torture. What do we do by torturing? We try to annihilate all our past activities through asceticism. Then what about the new thing? Navanam kammanam akaranam. Right? What does it mean? Simple. No fresh actions. No fresh actions. Please pay attention to these two. Very interesting. Okay, if I claim that I'm a Jain, so you ask, why do you torture yourself? I say that I want to get rid of all karmas. I want to burn all the karmas so that I practice asceticism, severe austerity. So they believe that by torturing your body, you can get rid of all the karmas. So that's what they believe. If you get rid of all the karmas, there's no more suffering. But still, we know at every moment we do karmas, new karmas. So they were talking about what? Look at here, right? Quite interesting. Old karma and new karma. True. Old karma and new karma, right? So how to deal? Because Jains, right? So what is it called? Especially Jains, Ajivaka, Paribhajaka, Jatila, then Achelaka, right? Nigantha. Remember these people. Jain, Ajivaka, Paribhajaka, Jatila, Achelaka, Nigantaka, right? All had this belief. I would like to appeal all of you, please remember this statement. This is very, very important. Puranam Kammanam Tapasavayanti Bhava. Then the next one is Navanam Kammanam Akaranam. These two. See? Purana Kamma, Nava Kamma. So this was the best answer, right? In Chulla Dukkha Kanda Sutta. In Chulla Dukkha Kanda Sutta. Clear? So the Buddha said, quite interesting dialogue. I asked them, why do you practice continuous standing? Rejecting seeds. You know, some ascetics, they stand with one leg in the hot sun, on hot stones, rocks. Remember I told you, right? India, Have you heard about India? India is a country, right? Just let me tell you, right? What do you see India, right? You see the hot, cold weather. When hot, very, very hot, unbearable, right? Unbearable. It can go into, what is it called? Something like, sensei, 50 Celsius. So what do? They just expose themselves sometimes to naked body, right? Stand in the hot sun, so torturing, right? And also sometimes what happens when cold is minus, because most of them lived in northern India, Himalaya, those region, -10, -20. So the icy cold. So what do? They still continued it, right? And then, so the Buddhas rejecting seeds, right? Rejecting seeds and experience. Experience. What do they experience, right? Painful, racking, piercing. Due to exertion. It's a Buddhist dialogue. Then they answered. What was the answer? Right? You have done evil action in the past. Exhaust them with the performance of piercing austerities. Clear? You have done evil action in, this was the answer to the Buddha. When asked, the Buddha asked, why do you practice continuous standing? People give seat, but you don't want to accept it. You don't want to sit. You still continue to experience painful, racking, piercing feeling because due to exertion. Then they answered, you have done evil action in the past. Exhaust them. Exhaust means what? Burn, terminate them, make them no more with performance of practice as a result. Then, when you are here and now, right, restrained in body, speech, and mind. That is doing no evil action for the future. Look at. But you must go it with this statement as I told you, right? Remember, iti puranang kammanang tapasavyanti bhava navanang kammanang akarana. This is the translation. This is the translation. That is the, what is it called? The advice of the Buddha. Advice of the Buddha. Right? That is doing no evil action for the future. Then what did they say? Right? Right? That was a conclusion they say. So, by annihilating, with asceticism, past actions, and by doing no fresh actions, there will be no consequence in the future. Interesting. That was their full answer. If this much you can remember, very good. With these few words. Good enough. Sensei, but this is very, very logical dialogue. You have to see that because they had this dialogue with the Buddha. They had this dialogue with the Buddha. Then the Buddha went further. Clear? Can you look at this? Look at carefully. Right? Right? Go through, one more. Clear? Sensei, what happened now? So the Buddha asked a good question from them. What is the question? Right? Do you know that you did evil actions? Aku sala kamma or papa kamma. Do you know that you did evil action, akusala kamma or papa kamma, in the past? So the Buddha asked this question. Right? See, iti puranam kammanam tapasavayanti bhava. I did evil actions in the past. Then the Buddha asked, do you know that you did evil actions, akusala kamma, papa kamma in the past? So what was their answer? No, we do not know. Right? Then the Buddha asked the second question. Right? Do you know, right? Do you know that so much suffering has already been exhausted? What did they say? Quite interesting. They say that, oh, we have done so much evil things in the past, so we have to get rid of it. So we are doing practice. So the Buddha said, do you know that? How do you know that you did evil action in the past? So they have no answer. Okay, fine, never mind. Then the Buddha asked next thing. Now you have been practicing this asceticism, torturing, tormenting, burning, right? Undergoing this much thing. And then what was the next question Buddha asked? How much you have finished? Supposing you have done 10 akusala kammas, 10 papa kammas. How many you have finished already by practicing asceticism? Also they say, no, do not know. So that was the answer. Right? Don't know. Or the Buddhas, do you know? Right? Do you know? So much suffering, right, has still to be exhausted. How many you have finished? How much you have finished? How much left? Right? Right? The last question. What is it called? Right? When so much suffering has been exhausted. Exhausted. All suffering will have been exhausted. Remember these 4 questions in Devadaha Sutta. You see that you have done evil, so okay, fine. Do you know how you have done evil? Or say, I don't know. Okay, fine. Next one. Do you know how much suffering, right, has finished? Also don't know. Do you know how much suffering you have to still exist? Don't know. Right? Then ask the next question. Okay, imagine that. Okay, you finish your asceticism, right? Torture and torture and torture and torture and practice and practice and practice and practice. Years and years and years. And can he say that no more suffering in my life? Exhausted, all suffering will have been exhausted, right? Suffering has been exhausted, that when I finish, so all suffering will have been exhausted. That means future no more. They have, what was the answer? No. Do not know. Then the Buddha asks, why then you do it? Why do you torture? You have no right answer to this, right? Why do you torment and mortify? Why torment? Why mortify? Why? Why do you do it? Clear? Okay, Sensei, we see from the beginning. Now, remember these discourses, these are the references to, especially Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, self-mortification, which was, what is it called, the most popular, the religious act among, but not the Brahmins much, but Jain, Ajivaka, Parijbhajika, Jatila, Chelaka, Niganta, so on and so forth. So the Buddha had dialogue because it was very popular act. It was not so easy for the Buddha to pull the Indians out from this, what is it called, journey, from these assemblies. There must be, every now and then there were dialogues. That's why you see the sutras, right? Because it's a very popular thing, the Jainism and the asceticism, right? Even 6 religious teachers, right? Achelakas and Paribhajakas, Ajitikesakas, all of them were Jatilas. Remember we discussed in the past. So it's not so easy thing. So the Buddha have to be very wise, very critical when handle these situations. And even they say that, no, we are very happy what we have been doing. We know that this and this and that. That's what. So that the very beginning Buddha said, no, monks, if you would like to follow my path, no, this, no, na pabhajitena, see, na sevitabba, see, no. Very straightforward Buddha said. You should not experience it, exercise it. Both Kamsupallikhana Yoga and Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga. We are going to look at it, of course. Next week, still we look at Atta Khila Mathaanu Yoga, right? So Buddha said these are extremist path, you will not get anything, right? See, the Buddha very say that what will happen if you follow it, your life will be end of in the hell. It's not a liberation or salvation or moksha. All right? In the Buddha went in detail, they asked, okay, very quietly, nicely, Buddha asked all those questions. Clear? Okay, so let us stop here. So thanks, thanks all of you, Rahul and Sensei, for joining, and let us share the merits of this section. It's very important. And so today news is a bit relaxing. Hope it would not reverse. Our countries are recovering slowly. Japan, Singapore, India opening, reopen actually, they are going to open very soon. Singapore is opening so much on this 22nd, next week, next Monday, Tuesday. These are good news. I also believe that we can meet one day very soon, either in Japan or in Singapore. It is right, all those. A lot of people is still having a lot of loss, right? All those kind of so that we can bless Sri Lanka, India, Singapore, Japan, all the countries, our surrounding countries and the world. May all the living beings share these merits. Be free from pain, suffering, and injury. Yourself, your families, everyone in your network, in your thinking process, in your subconscious memory. May all the living beings be well. Idampi buddhi ratanang panihitang. Idampi dhamme ratanang panihitang. Idampi sanghi ratanang panihitang. Etena saccena suvatti hotu. Thank you, Sensei. And all
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
okay.
Very much
Thank you very much.
See you.
Sad. Thank you.
Okay. Wish Keiko to come soon.